If you plan to reward yourself with certain things, you're punishing yourself if those things are not around. That's the game. That's the game. And you might be absolutely not aware of it. But the rewards you're giving yourself become your masters. So it kind of seems like there are two people inside you, one doing either a good or a bad job, and a second one rewarding / punishing the first one, according to how the job has been done. Unfortunately, the person setting up a reward is a reward, and reward is that person. Because this is your true master. Because there is no two of you. If you place yourself in a position of managing self and doing self, you'll always be a doing self. And a managing self will be a goal you're striving towards. So you want to earn that reward. Let's say you're on a diet, right? And let's say you place yourself a goal to lose 10 pounds, whatever, and then you can get a McDonald's. It is not a reward. It becomes your master. You crave for it. You want it. You love it. You long seeing it. You want to experience it. You won't be there. And you're doing a very hard job to do it. You set up a condition for yourself, artificial condition. And you serve your artificial reality. I can totally relate to the example with food. That is how I have been raised. That is me. I am having problems overeating. I am suffering from eating disorder. And the origin of it is partially the fact that I have been rewarded with food. You know, I had good grades. We've been going to grab some good food. We had like a family weekend. We've been going for a good food, you know. When I've been a good kid, I've been getting some sweets. When I've been a bad kid, I didn't have any sweets at all. Food has been a reward, especially very unhealthy food. Okay? Sweets and fast foods. That is how I've been rewarded. I haven't been rewarded with fucking spinach and broccoli and Brussels. It's been sweets and fast foods. And to this day, I am 27, and to this day, I am operating based on those things. Whenever I am sad, a remedy is for me to have some fast food, ice cream, chocolate, anything of this sort. Whenever I'm a little sad, whenever the weather is bad, whenever I am bored, this is a reward. This is a cool thing to do. So this value that I assigned to food is kind of artificial, that I made this a reward. Because if you're in a healthier environment, and as a kid, you're being served, that barely happens, because barely any of us are being raised in healthier environments, are we? If you as a kid would have placed on your plate some savory food and a bit of chocolate, and you would be serving this to the kid over and over and over again, without informing the kid what is the reward and what is the duty. You know, your duty is to eat veggies, and your reward, if you will eat them, you'll get a dessert. The kid will eat a bit of this and a bit of that, will develop a liking in certain things, and not necessarily it's going to be a chocolate. I am not saying that there is absolutely nothing in chocolate and in fast foods that don't make us like them, because obviously there are a lot of sugars and a lot of fats. There are sugars even in fries, actually. That's what makes them crispy. So there is some biological factor underneath. It's not pure psychology, but I would argue that psychology is the bigger part, way bigger than the biological factor. That you don't look at it as a toxin to your organism. You look at it as a reward. You've been a good boy. You've had a bad day. Hey, you deserve a treat, don't you? And it becomes your master. Whenever you're feeling bad, whenever you're weak, whenever you feel sorry for yourself, whenever you accomplish something great, Master is there always for you, supervising you. Or maybe ever happened to you that you had some really tasty food and then you've been punishing yourself either by starving yourself or feeding yourself with something you totally don't like, but you tell yourself it's healthy. Because, food can be either good or healthy. It can be two at the same time, can it? So not everybody will understand this metaphor and this way of thinking, because not everybody is suffering from eating disorder, as I am, A lot of people are having a very healthy relation with food. I don't. My relation is not healthy. Here comes the question. It's not one of those Krishnamurti questions, where I am asking the question despite the fact that I very well know the answer. I don't fucking know the answer. Is it possible to raise yourself above your psychological limitations? That's the question. And it's a real and it's a serious question. It's a crucial question because it determines whether you're actually a slave to this cruel world, doomed to suffer and die early, or if you actually have a choice. Because if you do have a choice, the choice needs to involve you raising above those limitations. You raising above the way you've been raised. Getting rid of the masters. There are no rewards nor punishments. Separating life into good and evil is the birth of evil, not the birth of good. Because life is good. Life is good in its very foundation. And it cannot be otherwise. Not agreeing to the ways of life, that is bad. Denying reality is bad. It doesn't make two truths, that you have good and bad. You have only one truth. And falsehood is bad. Can you surrender to the truth? Can you actually sacrifice your whole being into truth and truth only? You are a rational animal. You do know what is good for you, what is bad for you. You know how much what tastes good actually contributes to the actual goodness of a given object. You know that food is about taste, about flavor, and it's about nutrient as well. That some of them you need, some of them you don't. Getting some of them in excess will make you sick. You know all those things. You know all those things. And you can choose. Being able to be in here and now, and being able to choose as a rational being is the only form of control I can actually imagine. Honestly, totally, without a question. And I do not know if it's even possible. I do understand that I'm being constructed out of my own traumas and weakness and history and all this stuff. A lot of people created the person that I am right now. A lot of events, a lot of thoughts, a lot of feelings, a lot of flavors created the flavor that I am right now. This being. But the only question that really matters to me is, am I a slave to the person that I am? Or can I choose what I am as a rational being? And I believe that there is no answer to this question that can be expressed with words. The only acceptable answers seem to be the one in action.